So we had a leak this week that basically confirmed, or I mean, if you trust on the leak, right, it confirmed that the Japanese will receive a new AA system. And I really wanted to talk about it because the Japanese normally don't get a lot of attention, normally because they don't have a lot of options to be added, right, as AAs, as MBTs, as new fighters. And apparently we're gonna have a pretty good patch for the Japanese, with the Yamato being added, the Mitsubishi F2, and also the new Type 81C with the active radar homing missile. So what is that exactly, and is it really on par with the other AA systems that leaks and official sources have confirmed to come in the next update? Well, let's take a look. The first thing that you have to understand about this system is that it is the same good old Type 81C that we already have in the game. So it will be pretty much the same as you see right here in the game, right? The same Type 81C with the same missile, with the same system, but it will have two differences. The one that is the most interesting one is that apparently they are gonna receive some form of multi-vehicle capability. So on the sides here, maybe we will have the Type 81 radar truck with the fire control system. Because if you don't know, this tank or this vehicle is normally used with multi-vehicle capability, right? Or it's necessary to use various amounts of vehicles to be able to make the AA system work. And normally we are only in the game using technically a secondary system to aim the IR missiles, right? So that look incredibly like an R-24, by the way. But yeah, pretty much that's the idea, right? To add like another radar over here in another truck or a towed vehicle or something. We don't know yet how that mechanic will be like, but basically a radar to detect targets, which is going to already improve the capability of the Type 81C. And also this version already can do that. That would be the normal actually version or usage of the Type 81. But not only that, the second change that we will have in this new leaked version of the Type 81 would be a new missile. So the truck itself would pretty much be the same, but we would have a new missile, not only the Type 81C that we have here, that it's IR guided, that has an IR CCM and 35 Gs of maximum overload. It would actually be a radar guided missile, an active radar guided missile, which means that it will be a Foxtreme missile. Yes, the Type 81C in the Kai model, or the Tamsam Kai, I think, probably butchering this, but I mean, Portuguese, English speaking person right here, not Japanese speaking, right? But the Type 81C with the Kai modification would be using the SAM-1C version that uses an active radar homing missile. The missile itself would be the same, so you would still have a 35G limit, you would still have the same weight, the same explosive mass, more or less, Of course, it would be a little bit different, but more or less it would be the same. The major difference here is the seeker. Instead of having an IR seeker and all its quirks and features of an IR seeker, it would actually have a radar seeker. What that means is that the range would be severely increased. So why is that? Because first of all, the IR seeker depends on the aspect of the target. Of course, if it's an front aspect target coming towards you, basically, it means that you will lose a lot of this range. You can even see that on the stat card there for a 6-kilometer shot, while 11 in cold aspect shot. But even then, it needs sensitivity to actually look for the engine's heat signature, right? I'm not playing with the vehicle and showing while I'm playing because I don't have the vehicle yet, but you get the point, right? The radar one would have 14 maximum range kilometers and 10 effective range in kilometers, right? So 10 kilometers and 14 max, severely increasing the range of this thing, especially in a head-on pass. So it would actually be a pretty good AA system. 3-kilometer max altitude, just like this version. So it wouldn't be perfect, okay guys? It would, this thing upgraded with the radar missiles, it is basically the same missile. So it would still not be the most effective missile ever. It's not by any means close to something like the IRIS-T, Python 5, and also the Derby missile that the other leaks and confirmations that we had would get, right? But still, it would be a very big improvement over these very old IR missiles. Not not that old, right? But compared to the radar guided ones, but you get the point, right? So these two modifications would mean that you have a lot more situational awareness with a radar on the sides of the truck here, and a lot more range on your missile to be able to attack targets. And also, of course, you can still take the IR missile. So you can take, for example, 2 radar and 2 IR versions. I don't know, you do you. It would be the same as an aircraft loadout. You can choose whatever missile you want to add to it, right? So it would be a small improvement, but it would still be significant. And remember, this thing, it's an 11.7, so I wouldn't doubt that we would see that other version with the active radar homing missiles at 12.0. Again, I still don't think it would be on the same level as you know, Python 5 Derby ER missile launcher, like the Spider missile system that might be coming as well, or even the Iris-T, but it would be closer to something like the Panzer, you know, with an active radar homing. So it would be much better than this. Just because of that seeker, right? So especially for high flying targets, not that high, but you know, coming towards you, it would be a really big change. So basically, this is what you should expect from it. I don't want to do a very big video. Like I said, I don't even have this thing to show to you guys how it plays, but you will get the idea. Basically the same truck, but with an active radar homing and the new mechanic of having a new like a external radar over here, which will be very cool. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see ya.